Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to go through everything that I have made, and there's not that many things, but I'm going to go through everything that I've made since my hellish semester of school. Here we go. The first thing that I started making was this punch needle pillow. It goes this way. I love it so much. I began it because I got a punch needle for Christmas. So I began working on the punch needle design probably December 30th because I had a lot of mess ups. First, I made basically like a big wooden square, like with 2x4 kind of wood, and then stapled the monk's cloth on, and then used that as my sort of easel for this, and sat in some uncomfortable positions to finish it. It was like this giant easel being balanced on my leg, and the piece of fabric was so much bigger than this looks. This looks so small compared to how big the square was. But anyway, so I took that, and by the end, I know this is backwards of the punch needle that most people usually show. Usually if you see something that was punch needle, it was the like loopy side. So I did it differently. I didn't really realize that you were supposed to do the loopy side until it was too late, and then by that time I really liked the flat side, so what I ended up doing was taking some Heat and Bond, which if you know any of my crafty videos, you know that I'm obsessed with Heat and Bond. I took some Heat and Bond, and after I cut this out, adhered it with an iron to the back, like loopy side of this fabric, and then had to hand sew this canvas onto this piece because look at this seam. Like it was so loopy on the other side. I had to do it by hand. So if you look really close, you can see like my stitching, but nobody's looking that close. I love it. It sits right on my couch. It looks beautiful and I'm obsessed with it. It's exactly what I wanted. I stole the colors from a picture I found on Pinterest of these really pretty vases, all of these colors. And then I think I took this design from someone else's punch needle, of which I did not like the colors. Okay, that is only the first pillow I made. The second pillow was this one. So this was significantly easier to make. I made this out of a pillow form, first of all. That one is just stuffed with stuffing. I had these scarves that I got from 10,000 Villages, and I think they're that sari gift wrap made out of like sari fabric, or maybe it's just recycled saris made into some sort of sustainable gift wrap. I used them as scarves for quite a while, similar to this one, but they were very long and they didn't really look as nice as I had hoped that they would. So instead of like just having them and not wearing them, made them into a pillow because I really wanted another yellow thing in my living room. I just got a yellow chair to match the pillow, to match the fact that I like yellow on a green couch, but the back is red. I don't love this fabric actually, which is why it points out like this, because I much prefer this fabric. This is just simple. I just sewed a square, sewed it over, and then hand sewed the bottom. It was very easy. It took me maybe 2 hours total, and that was like taking a long time, but I had to sew the whole thing together. Anyway, that is thing number 2 that I made. Thing number 3, and this is several things. I made a bunch of these little crocheted coasters, and they're very curly. I'll hold them up close. But I made them in this color, and then in this creamy white color. And I was gonna make some in black, but I decided not to. I ended up with enough just in the cream and the black and white. All my dish towels, if you watch my video from earlier this year about my dish towels, I think it was in my quarantine knits video, those are all black and white, so I used the same yarn for these coasters as I used for the dish towels. Also, I'm just gonna crawl back here. I have one that fits these. I have these depression glass banded ring glasses that I like to use, and I've got like 4 of them. And I was running out of yarn in this color, and so I just made a little one that'll fit on my nightstand. It's got a little lip on it too, so it just goes right down in there. This is an empty glass. Now it is. It's like the perfect size. It's so cute. I love it so much. And I'm thinking about making some of these for the bottoms of my plant, little bowls or plates that I keep underneath plants, because even sometimes those get condensation-y and then it's just kind of gross and wet everywhere. So I think I might make some of these to go under, but it's also just really pretty when this is sitting under anything because it looks all flowery and petally. But I might do a video on how I made these later. I got these out of a Molly Makes pattern book. Is it okay for me to share a pattern out of a pattern book? I don't have enough subscribers to get in trouble for this. I might make a video on it. I might ask my mom and she'll be like, that's a terrible idea, and then I won't. But anyway, love these. if you look at these close enough and you're good at crocheting, like you can figure out how to make them. It's not that hard to look at crochet and figure out how it's done. Anyway, that was the third thing that I made. The fourth thing, and probably the thing, aside from the pillows, because I've used the pillows a good bit, probably the most useful thing I've made this year is this little bag, which I use to carry chalk. So I started rock climbing about a month ago, and I love it. I'm not very good at it yet, but I love it so much. And right now I hurt my knee from it, and so I'm not allowed to go this week. But per my own rule, but I am just like, I just can't wait to go back. But I needed chalk. I love it. I love it so much. And so the more I did it, I was there, you know, a couple times a week, and I would notice, like, if I did a longer route, my hands would get really sweaty at the top, which is very common, which is why everybody has these hanging off of their butts. And I was like, oh, I could buy one of those. And then my friend who I climb with made his. So I was like, I'm gonna make mine, of course. There are a lot of things I would do differently on this if I made another one, but I think it was a lovely first try. It turned out very cute. But basically the way that it works is you put this layer in with the cord around it, and then sew the top together so that you're able to pull the cord, and it closes the bag up. You're supposed to use paracord here, and you're supposed to use a little locker there, you know, those little draw pull things. Well, I didn't use those things because I was making this I was really trying to make this out of supplies that we had at my mom's like sewing craft room area. I didn't want to buy anything for this, and I didn't. And one of the things I would change if I did it again is I used this elastic because it's pretty. I don't like how it bounces. I wish that it was tighter to me when I'm climbing. It's not like annoying. I get used to it, but I don't like the way it looks when I walk. It like bounces around. It's not a big issue. Secondly, I would have made the inside of the bag bigger than the outside of the bag because the inside is made of this fuzzy fleecy fabric so that the chalk sticks to it. Well, as you can see, I had some gathering issues, and I had to hand sew it because I didn't have quite enough blue fabric, and so I couldn't really afford to lose any. So I hand sewed it also because of the gathering, and that I sewed it probably about 3 times. The ugliest section for me is this, which I am unhappy with. I actually was going to take it out and redo it, but decided not to. It doesn't really show. It's just, it's there, and it's an eyesore for me, but you know, I don't really care that much anymore. I want to make more of these. It's not that I'm excited for when this one is no good anymore, but I am kind of like, okay, well, I have new ideas for when this one no longer works for me. So that is the 1, 2, 3, 4th thing I made this year. So now we're on to the 5th and final thing, which I am still in the process of making. A pair of Patons Kroy socks. And I make these, I think, once a year. I'm doing an Arne and Carlos style sock where I knit the heel at the very end. So this is my heel that I'm going to pull the string out for and then pick up and knit those stitches. But I love these colors. And I initially got this for me, and then I started knitting it, and I looked at it, and I was thinking, you know, these really look like my friend Tori's kinds of colors. And her birthday's on the 30th, so when I got about halfway through, I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna make these for Tori because they're just her colors. I mean, I feel like they're her colors. If it turns out that they're not her colors, maybe I don't know her as well as I think I do. But all right, those are all of the things that I have made since January, which is ridiculous for someone like me. But I hope to make more things this summer. I think that I will probably make more things over this summer than I did in the last 5 months, but that is yet to be determined. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.